Hello dear students, I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to begin our chapter 7 Introduction to Ubuntu Linux GUI. GUI means Graphical User Interface. So basically we already got introduction about Linux operating system and as well as about Ubuntu Linux also in a chapter number 6. So now we already knows that two types of interfaces we are getting here, that is the CLI and GUI. Command line interface that is based on a textual mode and that works with the keyboard only. And commands we have to remember in it. And next is the GUI. GUI means graphical user interface. So that provides us the interface, graphical interface, through that we can interact with the system. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about the graphical user interface, that is GNOME 2 here. We all know that here the Linux operating system provides us the multiple choice. We have the freedom of choices here in the open source operating system, because the Linux is the open source operating system. So here we have multiple choices for all the components of the system. So here graphical means that is relevant to the desktop. So for the desktop, if we will see the simple simple operating system like a Windows, then in the Windows operating system we are not having choice. Only the desktop that is available with the system, just we can use that one. But here in the Linux, in the Ubuntu Linux, we are having multiple choice for the desktop. So which appearance you want at your computer screen, that you can decide based on your wish. So here that includes the list, that is GNOME, KDE, Unity, XFCE and LXDE. So first three type, that is GNOME, KDE and Unity, that requires the more powerful systems and it works with the better graphics capability. Remember that one, which three type of desktop or GUI work with the powerful system and a high graphic capability, that is GNOME, KDE and Unity. And next two, that is XFCE and LXDE, that do not require the high power. It can work on a lightweight and can run even on a quite low end machines. Here the version we are discussing, that is the GNOME 2. So this GNOME 2 version is the default desktop for Ubuntu Linux until Ubuntu 10.10. So in this chapter we are going to discuss GNOME 2, and GNOME 2 is the default desktop till which version of Ubuntu Linux, that is till 10.10. The versions we have already discussed, yes. Then after from the 11.04 onwards, the default desktop was the Unity desktop. So you can install different desktops as per our wish. So the five types we have already discussed, that is KDE, GNOME and Unity, XFCE and LXD. So we have the freedom to install any one of the desktop from that choice, but by default the GNOME 2 is provided here, and it is the very good desktop environment for the personal computer user. So we will use that one, GNOME 2. So now we will see the first, I will show you the image of GNOME 2 desktop. Means when you will start the computer and that has the operating system Ubuntu Linux and the desktop version is a GNOME 2. Then how the screen will look. So first I will show you the image. So here you can see the image of the GNOME 2 desktop. So here you can see this is the image of GNOME 2. So this, you can see this desktop screen is divided into the three sections. Can you see it here? See the first one, the top panel. So the top horizontal line is known as the top panel. Then the bottom horizontal line, that is the bottom panel, and the center of the board. At the center of the board, one horizontal part is available, the big area that is called the desktop. Initially the desktop is an empty place, but here what we can place on a desktop, the frequently used files, the frequently used the folders and the application launchers that we wants to use frequently. So no need to go in the sub menus, directly we can open it just by a double clicking on it. Then after, you can see on the top panel what is there. On a top panel you can see the three menus are there, that is application, places and system. Then after, the application launchers are there, and then after, the notification area is there, where we are getting all the notification about our system. Any changes, if you will insert any storage device like pen drive, then notification will come there. If network issue is there, so all the system relevant information we will get through the notification area. Then after, we have the time and the date settings, that is you can see there just beside the notification area. Then after, Jignesh name is written, that is known as a me menu, means who has logged in into the system, their named menu will be there. Can you see that the Jignesh is logged in, that is why the Jignesh menu is there. And the next is the session menu. Session menu is useful to, that we have already discussed, that we discussed the how to shut down, how to keep the computer in a lock mode, in a sleep mode, in a hibernate mode, how to switch the user, means without log out from our session we can allow the another user to log in into the system. So that is the session menu. Then after, here on the bottom panel we have the show desktop icon. You can already see the show desktop icon. You can see that here it's already encircled. This is the show desktop icon. Then after, the which are the programs are currently opened by us, that the small images or small icons of that currently running programs are available there. Then after, the workspace are there. So we have already discussed that it has the vertical works, so many workspace are there, virtual screens, that I already told you in the chapter number 6. First 6 is for the text editor, next 6 is for the GUI based. So you can move to the next workspace. So each workspace works as a separate monitor. So there you can see, here on the left side you can see 1 2 3, that is the workspace area, and trash bin, that is the recycle bin. So here the name of the recycle bin is, that is the trash can, remember that one. So here through that I have explained you all the things that is available of the desktop, all the basic parts of our desktop genome too. So I hope you understood that one. Then after, how we can do the some of the operations, we already know that just by a simple clicking operation, what we can do, we can select a particular icon. Yes. Then after, next thing is some of the things you can see, the notification area is there, some application launchers are there. So if you want to access them, just by single clicking or with the left click you can access them. But if some of the application, suppose here any writer program is there, any text editor is there, if you want to open them, how we can open them? Just by double clicking on it. So just by double clicking on it we can open any executable file or a program or a folder, that we can open by double clicking. Then after, whenever we will do right click, what will happen? It will open a context menu that contains some of the programs or some of the menus in it. So just by clicking on just with the help of right click, we can open a specific floating point menu that contains the specific options to that item. So here we have discuss that with the single click we can select some of the icons. Even with the single click we can perform some of the action. With the double clicking we can open files and folders and executable files, and with the right click it will open the context menu that contains some of the options relevant to some of the sub menus. So these are the operations of mouse we have discussed. Now we will discuss the first menu from the first top bar of the browser, that is the application menu. So now in the application menu we can see so many options are available, like accessories, games, graphics, internet, office, sound and music, and Ubuntu software center. So first hello students. So first we will discuss the first option of accessory menus of applications, that is calculator. It is used to perform the basic arithmetic as well as the scientific calculations. CD and DVD creator. It is used to write down the content on a CD or DVD disc. Next is a disk usage analyzer, that is used to see that how much portion of a disk or a disk space directory is used, or how much space is occupied by the text or our documents. Next is the gedit text editor, that is used to create the text based basic text documents and to edit our text documents. Manage print jobs means while if we want to print our document, then these things can be handled by the manage print jobs to print something from the printer. Then after, password and encryption keys is used to protect our document with the password, and encryption keys are used to provide or to set the identification, means to change our contents with the encryption key. So when the message or your file will transfer through the internet, the original content will be changed and the another content will be printed as a message. Next is a search for files. So if we forgot the file name or if you forgot the location, then with the help of the search for files we can search it very easily. Then after, it is used to take the screenshot of the currently used screens that we are using. Terminal is used to use or to open the CLI, command line interface, in our GUI interface. And Tomboy notes is used to create the computer notes to note down our ideas and our thoughts in an organized and in a schedulable way. So these are the uses, or these are the menus that is available under the accessories menus. Then after, the second menu is the game. So this game option contains some of the computer games that we can play to relax ourselves. Next is the graphics. So in the graphics, here some of the softwares are available under the graphics menu. That is, first one is the F-Sport Photo Manager. What is the use of F-Sport Photo Manager? It is used for managing photographs that we have taken either using the camera or mobile phone. Then after, the next image editor is that is GIMP image editor. That is useful for the editing of the image. Means if you want to change something in your picture, then that is possible through the GIMP image editor. Next is a OpenOffice.org Draw. See, Draw is the basic application program that allows us to draw something on a canvas. So it is similar to our paint program. So that is available under graphics menu. And then after, the simple scan for scanning documents and pictures using a scanner. So that is also possible through the OpenOffice.org Draw. So 4 software we discussed here, that is the F-Sport Photo Manager, GIMP Image Editor and OpenOffice.org Draw. Next is the internet. Internet, basically we know that it allows us to chat with the another person on the internet. Then after, here the Empathy IM client is that provides us the chatting facility with another Empathy IM client. Next is the Mozilla Firefox is there, that allows us the web surfing. And then after, Gweber social client is there for the social networking through the social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter and software, to see and control the another user's desktop screen from your machine and vice versa. Means you can see that desktop means the DP of another person through your machine, and another person can see your desktop from their machine. That is called the vice versa, means the opposite of it. Then after, the next is a office. Office means as per the name we can say that it allows us the access to the tools that is most commonly used for the office work. So first, it provides us an online dictionary, and it provides us the email client, that is Evolution. How we have the Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, same as here the Evolution is their software that provides us the facility, mailing facility. And even though the calendar is also there, so you can share your schedules with your colleagues and your clients. Then after it provides us the openoffice.org. How we have the Microsoft Office suite. In that all the business relevant or the basic application that we require for our routine task, that is available in the Microsoft Office. So here same as we have the openoffice.org, in that all the applications that is relevant to our business use, that is available there, like a writer, word processor. Kelsey is a similar to our Excel program, that is the spreadsheet program, and Impress, that is the presentation program like our PowerPoint. Next is the sound and video. This category contains the applications meant for the entertainment, and it includes the Brasero disc burner that is used to write it down on a CD and DVD. Means Brasero disc burner is used to write it down on your CD and DVD. Then after movie player is there to play movies on a computer. Here we have the PTV video editor that is used for the common editing for the videos. And rhythm box music player we have to play the music. And here the sound recorder also we have that used to record the sound. So inside the sound and video what we are having, that is the Brasero disc burner to write on a CD and DVD. Then after movie player to play a movie. PVT video editor to do the editing for the videos, and rhythm box to listen the music or to play the music, and sound recorder to record our sound. So these are the terms included in a sound and video. And the next is the Ubuntu Software Center. So these are the basic application that we have discussed, that is available with the Genome 2 desktop. This is the inbuilt application that is coming with the desktop itself. But here we have the Ubuntu Software Center. In the Ubuntu Software Center, that the tens of thousands applications are available. Some of are paid applications and some of are the free applications. And that is the repository hosted, and this all the things are maintained by the Canonical Limited, because we already know that the sponsor of the Ubuntu are the Canonical Limited. And Ubuntu is a developed from which version of a Linux, that is the Debian Linux. So that is the under the Debian project. Means here from the Ubuntu Software Center you can download another applications, the free ones also and the paid ones also according to your requirement. So that is the need of Ubuntu Software Center. So here we have discussed the application menu, and whatever the description or the information I gave you, that all the things are written over here. All the software names that we said, that I said here, that all the things are written over here, and that software names you have to remember. So whatever the things I explained you, that all the things are written here in the descriptive form. So here we discuss the first one, menu, that is the applications menu from the menu bar. I hope you understood this one. Thank you, students. Hello students. Now we are going to discuss the places menu, the second one menu option from our menu bar. So what is the use of places menu? That places menu allows us to access the storage devices in our computer as well as on the another computer that are connected with the system. So the places menu, first one, the places menu contains, that is the home folder. So home folder means if I logged in into the system. If currently I am logged in the computer that uses the Ubuntu Linux operating system. So the home folder is the currently folders of the currently logged in user's home directory in the Nautilus file browser. Means which file browser we are using, how we have the Windows Explorer in our Windows operating system. That is our file browser, the file manager. And here we have the Nautilus file browser that allows us to access the storage devices or the storage components of our computer. So the home folder is the user's home directory who currently logged in into the computer system. This browser has been described in the detail in the next chapter. Means in the chapter 8 we are going to discuss about the Nautilus file browser. Then after rest of the things that we will discuss, that all the options are available under the user's home directory. Now next is the desktop. Means if I logged in into the system, then on the desktop whatever the things I have stored, I have kept, that I want to access very frequently, that all the things will be shown here on the under the desktop folder in the Nautilus file browser. And any file is placed here is displayed on the user's desktop, and any file placed graphically on the user's desktop lands up here. Means if I have stored the things on a desktop, then under this desktop directory also I can see the file in a vertical order. Then the next is the documents menu. Means here I can save all the my personal files in the documents menu. Next is the music. Music folder is used to store all the music files. Then after pictures folder is used to store all the pictures files. And here the videos is used to store all the videos in the user's home directory. Means whatever the things I am storing inside these folders, that is up to me only. Whatever I am storing, that files is stored inside that folders. Then when another person will log in into the system, then in the places menu their home directory will be open. So even though they are using the same computer, okay, in which computer I was logged in before, in that same computer he is also logged in, but the places menu is totally different according to his or her home directory. Next is downloads. That we already know that whatever we are downloading from the internet, that currently by default it will show you under the downloads folder. Then after it is possible, if you want to change the settings or if you want to change the location, default location, that based on your requirement you can change the setting very easily. Next is a computer. So the computer is allows us to access all the fixed and removable storage devices. We already know that in our computer we have the hard disk, and hard disk is divided into the several partitions. So this hard disk you can access through the computer, and if you are attaching any external hard disk or any external pen drive, external storage devices, then that also we may access through the computer option. Next is a network. So network shows us all the other computers, either they are using the Ubuntu Linux system, operating system, or the Windows system. If they are connected with the server or with the system, then it will show you inside the network. So through the network we can easily share our files and our resources to the all another connected computers in a network. Then next is a connect to server. See, this option is used to connect to a variety of powerful server computer running any Unix or Windows based operating system. Means here we have one powerful computer that has all the latest functionality and more power compared to the client computers, and we can connect the client computers to the server computers through the connect to server computers. So all the functionality and powers that is available in a one centralized location server, that can be shared among all the computers. Then after search for files, suppose if we forgot our file name, location where the file is saved. So based on our file name we can easily search our file in a computer system. And next is the recent documents. That is very important. Recent documents means under this folder which are the files are currently created by you or created by one particular person, that can be stored inside this title. So suppose if you forgot that recently you have created file, but if you forgot that where the file is stored, then here also in the recent documents that file will be saved. So from there you can open that file very quickly, and later on you can move it to the particular position. So this is our places menu. And beside this menu, two more options are there. Whatever we have discussed, that is already written here in this descriptive form. And then after we have the two more options, that is bookmarks and removable device and discovered partitions. So that we will discuss now. So the places menu also displays the bookmarks as you have created in the Nautilus. Means bookmarks means some of the files or folders are selected by us that we wants to use the very frequently. So here if there are a very few, only few of them is selected by you, then that will be displayed inside the places menu. And if so many folders are selected by you as a bookmarks, then it will be clubbed together inside the bookmarks menu. And these bookmarks let you open the frequently accessed directories very quickly. So this is called the bookmarks. Then after removable devices and discovered partitions. So if any hard disk partition apart from the one containing the Linux root file system is discovered during the boot process, then the same is listed in the places menu. Means here I already told you removable devices, that means the external hard disk, suppose. So here if computer is finding any other hard disk that doesn't have the Linux partition on the Linux root file system, and if that devices they are finding, then that devices are also shows in or listed inside the places menu. Means all the external devices, the CD, the DVD, the pen drive, the external hard disk, that will be mounted by default in a places menu. So there's two options that were not listed in that one, but this is called the bookmarks and removable devices and discovered partitions. So we have discussed all the basic functionality of the places menu. Basically it allows us to access the storage locations that are available in our computer, and that is particularly within the particular user's home directory. So I hope you understood all the functionalities relevant to the places menu. Thank you students. Hello dear students, now we will discuss about the system menu. System menu allows us to customize the Ubuntu installation and carry out some administration relevant tasks. Here the system menu is further divided into the two more sections, that is the preferences menu and administration menu. These are the sub menus of a system menu, and more three options are available here, that is help and support, about GNOME and about Ubuntu. So first we will discuss the preferences sub menu of a system. So in the preferences submenu, first option is about me. So in the about me options, that allows the currently logged in user to modify their profile picture in the system. Then after the next, modify their profile relevant information, their personal information, not only the profile picture but all the things relevant to them. Next is the appearance menu. This appearance menu allows the user to choose the display theme. They can change the desktop wallpaper, they can change the font size and font color, font style according to their interest. They can change the colors and appearance scheme of a different element of a Windows of the Windows screen. Apart from these built-in themes, they can choose or they can download some of the themes that available online. So through the online also they can select the different types of themes here, and here there is a tab for the visual effects. So here 3 levels of visual effects are provided. 3 levels are the known, normal and extra. These are the 3 levels, and by default the selection is a none. Then based upon your device graphics capability, you can choose rest 2 options according to their device graphics capability. Here the settings, a higher level enables a wide range of 2D and 3D visual effects. So that you may do with the rest 2 options, that is the extra and normal. So these are the relevant to the appearance. The next is the assistive technology. So this provides the special programs and settings to help the physically challenged people who are unable of the some of the things. So if they have some of the physical lacking, some of the physical problems there, suppose the high in the eyes problem they are having, they can't the visual effects they have, the problem they have with the eyesights. So based on that, we can change some of the settings to help the physically challenged people through the assistive menu. Next is the main menu. This option allows us to decide which item appear in the menus and which items do not. Means which items we want to see in a main menu, that we can decide through the main menu option. And here with the little more knowledge can also add or modify the menu items. Means if we are having some advanced knowledge, then even we can add some items and we can modify the menus according to our wish. Next is the monitor. So the monitor option can be used to set the monitor options. It is used to set the monitor relevant options, and basically it is used to set the resolution, that is based on the number of pixels in a row and the number of such rows. Means how many pixels will come on a row, and like that how many rows will be there on a monitor windows screen. We already know that resolution is depends upon the pixels. So if the higher pixels are there in your screen or in one row, then the resolution will be higher. And you already knows that for mobile phones we are getting the, so what we are seeing while we are purchasing the mobile phones, how much megapixel cameras are there. So if the higher megapixel, that means the picture quality is the best. Next is the mouse preferences, that is used to handle the setup relevant to the mouse in a system. Network and connections and network proxy, that allows us to set the network settings. Next is the power management. Means we already know that the computer system consumes the high power. So it will consumes the high power, so it will check, or it will if some of the times we are not using the computer, then automatically it will transfer the computer in the low power mode, or either in the hibernate mode or in the sleep mode. So that settings we may do with the power management. And we can also decide the actions to be taken when a computer is running on a battery backup. Means if you are using the laptop computer or any computer that is running based on the UPS, so the battery backup is a critically low. So during when we are using that type of computer, at that time also we can decide the power management according to us, to save the power and to save the environment, to help the environment. Next is a preferred application. So this preferred applications allows us that to choose your favorite applications on a common internet and multimedia task. So for that we can choose our favorite application, that is based on our preferences. So here next is the remote desktop. So remote desktop allows us to share our desktop screen, to share our computer screen with the other person, and both the persons are sharing the screen at the same time. So any one of you will do the activity with the mouse, or any one of you will press the key from the keyboard, both the person can see the effect on their screen at the time. And here the facility has many uses, like allowing a worker to work on an office computer from the home. Means from the home you can access your office computer, then it allows the technicians. So the technicians can resolve the problems that occur to the computer, and they can provide the training through live demonstration on the computer operation. And of course the appropriate security is always provided to prevent the unauthorized access during this remote access time. So this is called the remote access, that provides us the facility to share our screen with other person. Then the next is about the screensaver. Means screensaver, here this is the application that if some of the times or for a while if you will not use any of the components, then generally it will display the constantly changing images on the screen. So when this type of changing images will be there, then user will immediately get the attention that for a while I haven't used my computer. So they will start working on it, and it is the original idea to change the frequently images, that to display or to prevent permanent damage to older monitors caused by the display or a bright pixel for an extended period of time. Means if we are using the old monitors, then it is, if the higher resolution screen will display for a long period of time, then it will damage our device. So that is why the screensaver option is there to get the attention of the user. Next is the sound that allows user to set the volume level as well as other sound input output related options. Next is the startup application. So the startup application controls the which applications are automatically started when the computer will start. So during the, when we will start the computer, during the booting process time, which of the computer will be loaded, applications will be loaded, that we can decide during that time. But here, if the computer takes too much time while we are starting the process or starting the computer, during the booting process time, if it is taking the much time, then we may check the startup applications and we may remove some of the application that is not required at all during the booting time. But when we are doing these things, we have to be careful that we will not turn off some of the essential service that we have to get for the starting process. So we have to be careful during that time. Then Ubuntu One. Ubuntu One is what is just like a Google Cloud. So clouds provides us the facility to store the information on a centralized storage area. So here the Ubuntu One is the centralized storage area of the Canonical's cloud, that internet, through the internet you can store all your photographs, or suppose some of the songs, music files you can store on that Canonical server computer, and then after you may access the documents or these files from anywhere in the world, from any Ubuntu computer. That is provided to you, and that is the with the internet connectivity only it will work. So remember that one. Next is the Windows. So Windows lets some basic operations regarding the behavior of application windows in a particular. So you may choose what action should be taken when we will double click. When we will double click on the title bar, then what will happen? This type of actions we can decide through our Windows screen. So when we will do the double click on the title bar, what will happen? Either it will maximize the window, it will minimize the window, or either it will maximize the windows horizontally or vertically. So these are the actions we can decide through the Windows menu. Then after next we will decide, that is the administration menu. So in the administration menu, we can see here in the 7.6 the administration menu is available here. So first one option is here, that is disk utility. This disk utility allows us to display the disk and disk partitions, and it allows us to delete, edit and format disk partitions. Next is the language support. So we all know that Ubuntu works on the many languages. It supports the many languages. So in which language you want to work, that you can decide among the various choice of languages. Next is the printing. So this printing allows us to print the different jobs when we want to print through the printer. Then after software sources, means here the source is available through which source we can install the software that we want to use. Next is the Synaptic Package Manager. This helps us to install and uninstall our software that we are using. Next is the Startup Disk Creator. So what is used of Startup Disk Creator? It is used to create a bootable flash disk pen drive. Means through the pen drive or the flash disk we can do the booting process of any operating system. That is allowed through the Startup Disk Creator. Next is the time and date. So that allows us to set the system time and date, and we can update it versions, that is the based on the where we are living. Based on that we can set the time and date. Next is the update manager. So which are the softwares we are using in our computer, we will get the latest updated version about that software. And users and group, this is used to handle the users that are logged into our system and to the group of users. So this is about the second menu of a system menu, that is the administration menu. And now we will discuss the last extra three options, that is the help and support. So this help and support provides us some basic documentation on how to start and how to use the Ubuntu. Then after next is about genome. So this genome displays the detail about genome desktop and about different versions of a genome desktop. And about Ubuntu, that displays the Ubuntu version in use and some introductory material about the it. So this menu we have discussed, that is the system menu with its both sub-menus, preferences and administration, and with the other options, that is help and support, about genome and about Ubuntu. I hope you understood this one. Thank you, students. Hello students. Now we are going to discuss about the application launchers. So for that, first I am showing you our first desktop screen, and here you can see the application launchers. Means what is the use of application launchers? Some of the applications we are using very frequently, very often. So it is very tedious and time consuming to go to the specific menu and from that open the applications, because every time we need it. So just to make it very quick and very easy for us, we can place some of the application launchers between the application, between our menus and between the notification area. So between them we can place some of the application launchers, and here you can see that by default two application launchers are already there. One is the our Mozilla Firefox, and second one is that the Ubuntu help section. So that two are already available there. Now the question is how to add some another applications that we are using very often. So two ways are there to add any application launcher on a top panel. So the first one is to locate the applications in the application menu hierarchy. Means here you can see the first one menu over is the applications menu, and we already know that in the applications menu it shows us the list of the applications that we are using in our system. So here I will show you that hierarchy means when you will click on the applications menu, like this sub menu will be open. So from this hierarchy you may select any one of the application that you are going to place on an application launcher. So select the application from that hierarchy and do right click on the application name. Suppose if you want to place the gedit text editor there, then just right click on a gedit text editor. Then when you will click on the right click, it will open the sub menu, the pop-up menu. So in that context menu, the option is there, add this launcher to panel. Means when you will click on the gedit text editor, it will open one context menu, and from the context menu you have to select which option, add this launcher to panel, and then after that will be the new gedit text editor will be placed over here just beside the question mark launcher, means just beside the help launcher. This is the one way. Then the next way is what? The next way is you can see the blank space between the top panel. So here on the blank area of the top panel, anywhere you may right click on a blank area. So when you will do the right click on an empty area of the top panel, it will show you the add to panel option. So from the context menu again will come, every time when we will do the right click, context menu will be open. So from that context menu, now there it will show you the add to panel option. So when you will select the add to panel, then after it will show you the list of the applications. So from that application, from the list, you have to select any predefined launcher that you want to add there. So the option application launcher, let's want to select the application from the menu hierarchy. Means we have the two option that it's there. So the application launcher option allows us to select the application that is from the menu hierarchy, means from the applications menu. And the next option is the custom application launcher. So the custom application launcher allows us to create our own launcher. So we have already seen the application launcher option that allows us to set the application launchers from the application menu hierarchy. Now we will see the custom application launcher, means how to create our own launcher. So first, when you will select the custom application launcher option, it will open a create launcher dialog box that you can see over here. So in this dialog box there are three options for the type of launcher. So from that type you can see here the drop down menu is there. So for that you can select the GUI application, the application in the terminal and the location. So first here the GUI application means the application that is relevant to our graphical user interface. Then after next is the terminal application in the terminal, means applications of the command line interface also you may put in the on the top panel. So you can access the applications of a CLI also directly without moving to the menu hierarchy. And the location option means where the applications are stored. Then after to create a launcher for an application, we need to provide the executable program file corresponding to the application you want to run. Means which application we wants to run as a application launcher, we have to provide that program executable program file of that particular application. So that file, for that we have to go in the command menu. So go to the command option and here you can see the browse button. So either you can directly provide the file name there on a command box, or you can click on a browse button, and when you will click on the browse button it will open the Nautilus file browser and the file selection dialog box will be open in the Nautilus file browser that is visible in the 7.8 figure. So here you can see the 7.8 figure. So here like this all the files will be there. So among that which files you wants to put there, that you may select it from this file browser. So select any file that you wants to put with the help of browse button, and then after provide the name. Then after the selection of file, we have to give the name and comment. So this name and comment is the description about the launcher that you are going to put on a top panel. So according to your wish, you may write it down the name of that application launcher, and comment means what is the use of it, that you may write it down. And then after the icon associated with the launcher, that also can be changed. So here you can see the icon images, you can see here on the left hand side. So when you will click on it, it will allow you to change the icon of the application launcher. So that also you may change according to your wish. And by default the icon shown in the dialog box is available in the subdirectories, that is the directory, user, share and icons. So most of the standard icons that is found in this subdirectory. So remember the path where the standard icons are found, that is the directory, user, share and icon subdirectory. Then alternatively we may small picture also we can select as a icon according to our wish, and with the help of GIMP image manipulation program we can even make our own icon using this GIMP program. So this is about the description or the detail that we have to give, and this is the steps to create our own application launchers through the create launcher dialog box with the custom application launcher option. Then after the question is that if you have put the so many application launchers on the top panel, then you can put some of the separators between them. So if suppose some application launchers are used to access the network relevant tasks, then that application launchers you may put together. Suppose some of are for the file related tasks, then that you may put with each other with the along. So like this, the separator we can add with the help of the separator items available in the add to panel option. So when you will click on the add to panel option, you can add the separators to separate the icons from each other with the help of the vertical bars in the panel. Then after, we can easily change the place, means if you want to change the place from one icon, then it is also possible. Suppose you can see the Mozilla Firefox is placed as a first icon. So if you want to keep the Mozilla Firefox at the last, then you can perform this operation with the help of drag and drop. Means first you have to put your mouse pointer over the Mozilla Firefox icon. Then after, keep pressing your left mouse button, don't release it, and then after drag your mouse with the pressing left mouse button, you just put your mouse pointer position at the last, and then after release the left mouse button. Then you will see that the Mozilla Firefox is placed from the first to the last. So like this you can change the position also. Then after, the next is the lock to panel. Means suppose if you don't want to move the icons from its place, you want to set it as a specific place, nobody allows to change the place of that icons, then you can lock the icons. So that is possible through the lock to panel option in the context menu. Means when you will do the right click on that icon, the context menu will be open. So from that context menu, you have to select the locked position or lock to panel option, and then after, a launcher can be locked to its particular position and nobody is allowed to move that icon from one place to another place. And simply if you want to unlock it, then again do right click and select the context menu. Context menu will be open, and from there, by clicking on the same option, you can unlock it again. Then after, the next option is how to remove the application launchers from the top panel. Suppose if you have put the so many application launchers there, and then after it is unusable, means that applications you are not using frequently, then you to resolve or to remove the space, to occupy the space again or to free the space from there, you may remove that icons permanently from that panel. So again, this is also possible through the context menu, means through the right click only. So right click on any icon that you want to remove and select the remove from panel option, and then after that items will be removed from the panel. Then here you can see the left view of the top panel with some application launchers. Means here you can see this is our top panel and this is the left view. So here we have our Ubuntu logo here. Then after, our all the menus, that is application spaces, places and system, and then after the application launchers, that the new icons that we have put over there. So this is about the application launcher. Two ways are there. First is the custom application launcher to make our own launcher, and application launcher simple option that is used to select the applications from the application menu hierarchy. So I hope you understood here how to set the application launchers. Thank you. Hello students. Now we will discuss the right view of a top panel that shows some of the indicator applets. Indicator applets means what? The small applications that are available by default in our computer system. So the first one indicator applet you can see, that is the sound icon. So this sound applet with the speaker icon that allows us to control the system sound level, and even it is used to quickly increase the sound and mute the sound of the system. Then the next is the envelope icon, and that represents the evolution personal information management PIM tool. Remember, PIM stands for personal information management, and this evolution provides us the email client that downloads and store one's email on the local system so that they can be accessed even when not connected to the internet. Means mailing facility we are getting through that envelope icon, through the PIM tool. If once the mails are coming, the mails will be downloaded here and that will be stored on the local system. So even though if you are not connected to the internet, then also you can see the mail. And among the other settings, it also provides the internet messaging, means IM chat. So chat also you can do with the another persons. And this facility and the facility to manage your calendar, to manage or to share your schedule with your clients and with your colleagues. So these are the activities are provided by that envelope application, or envelope applet. Then after, the next indicator is the date and time applet. So through the date and time applet, it shows us the current date and time. And when you will click on this applet, it will open the calendar for the current month as shown here in the figure 7.11. So from here you can change also the date. Suppose if in the system the date or time has been changed, and if you want to reset it again, just by clicking on this date and time applet, it will show you this calendar with the current month and you can set it accordingly. Then after, here you can see just beside the September, means just beside the month name and the year 2012, beside that just triangular signs are there. So this triangular signs helps you to see the particular date of a week from the past as well as from the future. So if you want to see one of the date that belongs to the January month, then you can use this triangular sign, the left hand side triangular sign, so that will show you the past month. And if you want to check the future, then you may use the right one triangular sign. So this helps you to reach at to see the date from the past or a future. Then after, the next applet shows us the status of a network interface. So this network interface means in the computer and also allows one to connect or disconnect the specific network interfaces. So this is particularly useful for the wireless networks. Means if you are using the internet with your computer, then this internet or network interface applet show you the current status of your computer, whether that is using the net, whether it is in the connectivity mode or it is in the connected mode. So it will show you the status that is not connected, trying to connect, or disconnected. So this is about the right hand side of the top panel that we have discussed. And again we will see that first one is the speaker icon, then after the envelope, then after the date and time applet, then after the network applet, and the next is the Chignesh, that is the me menu. So this me menu we are going to see now. So what is the me menu? Me menu means the menu that shows in the figure 6.is. Means this menu shows the detail of the currently logged in user, and it provides that logged in user to use the quick access, the social networking and the cloud access tool. Means the social networking facility is available to the particular logged in user in the system through its me menu. And here you can see in the me menu, some of the states are written, that is available, away, busy, invisible and offline. So you may set this type of states, means to show your current status that will be shown to the other people on a social networking platform. Means currently if you are away, if you are available, if you are busy, then that status you may keep, so the other person on the social networking site will get information about your current status. Then after, next is the chat accounts and broadcast accounts. So this chat account and broadcast account, once this account is created by you, it will allow you to interact with the other persons through the internet or on the social networking side. But for that, the network means internet is the must. And here the indicator applet will notify you about the new messages and the chat request. We already discussed about that indicator applet. So once the new messages will come, it will notify you. And even though you can also send the chat request to other, and you can also send the messages to other. Then the next is the Ubuntu one. Ubuntu one we have already discussed just now only. What is the Ubuntu one? That is the global storage location area that is provided by the Canonical itself. So means once you are storing the things on the Ubuntu one, that will be stored basically on the Ubuntu's server computer, not in your local computer. The last option in the Me menu, that is the Ubuntu one. So the meaning of cloud based here is that all the files and folders you store in the Ubuntu one are actually stored on the Ubuntu server computer, not on your computer, and that can be accessed over anywhere on the internet from any computer anywhere in the world. And this can also be shared with the others. And one must have an account with the Ubuntu One service to use it. Means if you want to use the service of Ubuntu One, then first you have to create an account with the Ubuntu One. And that is very easy, very simple steps are there to create the account in that one. If I'll give you the example, then we all are using the Google Drives. Yes. Why we are using the Google Drive? In the Google Drive we can place all the things, our documents, your personal documents, your photos, your videos, your music files, and that is stored or that is synchronized with your Google account, that is your Gmail account. So this all the things are stored in the Google Drive. So whenever you want to access it, even though from your computer also you can access it, and even though you from your phone also you can access it. So whenever you are, you can access your important files anywhere. So this Ubuntu also allows you to synchronize. SYNC, that stands for the synchronize your contacts, browser bookmarks and files and folders on the local, means the current computer that you are using, with the same information stored on the server. And we are always synchronization we are doing in our phone also. What we are doing, the synchronization process to our Google account. We are doing the synchronization, yes or no? Means what the synchronization means, the connection. They both are now connected with each other. Means whatever the things you will do in your local computer, this all the things will be happen in your server computer also. No need to do separately on it. Means suppose they both are connected with each other, and whatever the things are performed or stored in your local computer, that all the things are stored on a server computer as well. And if you are deleting some of the files from your local computer, and that files will be deleted from your server computer also. And this is the one of the blessing provided to the persons that have to travel very often. So whenever they are traveling, and whenever we wants to go very far always, so it is not possible to carry all the files and information with us. And as we are the human beings, we have the habit of forgetting. So if we will forget that things, then all the things are stored at the geographical location, means at the server, Ubuntu server center, the canonical server in the canonical Ubuntu server computers. So that things you may access directly from that computers without any interaction or without any problem. Geographically you can access that data and you can do your work very easily. So this is the called the synchronization, helps to or makes our work very easy. Then after the synchronization, that would effectively transfer the data from one computer to another. Means suppose you have the one computer that has the lots of storage, and then one empty computer you will connect with the server. So you may transfer very easily the files from the one computer to another computer just by synchronizing that both the devices to our centralized location. And then after you can share these resources or these files to the anywhere in the world. So this is the about the Ubuntu one that also provides the online music store, but this currently not available in the India, and the facility is instantly uploading and sharing the photographs taken using the Android phone with the friends and the relatives. Then Ubuntu one can be accessed from computers running Ubuntu. So the computers that have the Ubuntu system, they can access this Ubuntu one account. Then after some other Linux or Unix operating system, and even the Microsoft Windows as well as the Android and iOS mobile phones also can access your Ubuntu one account. The free account provides the 5 GB of storage, means that 5 GB storage is available freely, but if you need the additional storage, then you have to purchase it. So the advertisements and the sale of storage space and music on this cloud service is one of the sources of revenue for the Canonical. So this we have discussed the Ubuntu one that provides the global storage locations through the Ubuntu server's computer, and globally we can share or we can store our resources very safely. So I hope you understood this me menu. Thank you, students. Hello students, now we will discuss the rightmost item of the top panel, that is the session menu. Here in the menu we can see that the lock screen, switch from the Gignesh, logout, hibernate, restart and shutdown. This all the modes we have already discussed in our chapter number 5. So that we already know lock screen means no, whenever for the few times if you are not using your computer, no any other person can log into your system. Logout means when you will log out means your session is expired from the system. Hibernate mode means that is the power saving mode. When we will not use the computer, then after computer will go in the power save mode, or either it will be shut down. But when you will restart it again, your content will be as it is how you set it before. Then after restart means we are restarting our system. Shutdowns means we will close the computer program. And then after new is there, that is the guest session. So the guest session option opens a session meant for a temporary or casual users. Means how we are remember the term guest means the persons that they are coming to our house for the few days. So same as the guest session means the another person is coming that is using your computer for the as a casual users for the temporary time. The guest user cannot make any permanent change to the system, and all the changes made by the user is temporary in the home directory. Means when another user will log in, he cannot perform the changes that is relevant to the whole system. Whatever the changes he is doing, that is for his home directory only, and the created for the are lost when this whatever he has done, that will be lost when he will shut down or when he will log out from his account. So that is called the guest session. So this is the session menu. Then after the next we will discuss, that is the bottom panel. So here in the bottom panel, the first one or the first icon that you can see on the left side, that is the show desktop icon, and the rightmost item that we can see here, that is the trash icon. And when the user clicks on the show desktop icon, all open windows are minimized and relieving the desktop. Means suppose if you have opened 5 programs on a computer system, then after when you will click on this show desktop icon, means the first button on the left side, Then after, when you will click on it, all the open programs will be minimized and you can see your desktop screen. And if you will click back again on the show desktop icon, then all the minimized program will be again open or restores on the windows to their previous state. Then after the trash icon, the trash provides the safety to the users. Means some of the time whenever we are deleting the files from the computers, it directly, it will not deleted permanently from the system, but rather than it will go to the trash can. So in the trash can all the deleted files are stored, and if we have deleted our important file by mistakes, then here the trash can provides us the facility that all the deleted files we can open or we can see in the trash can, and we can restore that deleted files again to its original place. So when you will open the trash can, and when we will right click on any item, and then it will open the context menu. And in the context menu we can see so many options like cut or copy item, copy or move the item, select to a selected directory, to delete that item permanently, and to restore the option. And this, when you will select the restore option, it will push our item back to its original position. So first I will show you that options over here. So see, this is our trash can. So just by clicking on it we can open it, and here you can see the deleted files. So when you will do the right click, it will open a context menu, and here you can see that open, cut, copy, copy to, move to, delete permanently. When you will delete permanently, all the files will be gone, and if you will do the restore, then the file will go back to its original position. And here you can see the empty trash button is available. Means when you will click on the empty trash button, whatever the things has been stored over here, whatever the things you have deleted, that is stored at the trash can. So when you will click on the empty trash, that means the trash can will be now that has been deleted permanently by you. And once you will do the empty trash, then after you can't restore or recover any items that you have deleted. So remember that things, and this is about the trash can. Then after here, you can see that is the workspace switcher. So workspace switcher displays the mini representation of each workspace in the panel. And by default in the Ubuntu we have the 4 workspaces, and the 4 workspaces are arranged in a 1/4 grid, and it even tries to show how many and which windows are open in a which workspace in such a small area. So all the things has been showed into the workspace switcher. By default 4 workspace we have, and currently we are in the which workspace of a which grid of the which workspace, that is also visible in that small area. And we can switch to any workspace just by clicking on the mini representation in the workspace switcher, or we may use the shortcut key, that is Ctrl plus Alt plus arrow keys. 4 arrow keys we have, that shortcut key we may use. Then after, the next is the show desktop icon. So the show desktop icon and the workspace switcher in the bottom panel, that initially it's the empty area. So in the empty area what we can see, first we have the show desktop, and next is the trash can. Then between them all the area, or between the workspace switcher, that all the area is the empty area. So whatever the program is opened by us currently, that program will be visible there with its mini representation icon. And if you will open the many more programs together, then the icons will be, or the names will be displayed in the shrinkable form, means in the smaller size. So icon will be also visible along with its representation or along with its display name. Then after here, how many programs are opened by you, then if you want to move between them or switch between them, then suppose now you have opened the first one program, that is Notepad. Now you want to open the Microsoft Word or writer of a Kelsey program. Then this is at the 5th position. Then you just hold down your Alt key and continue press the tab key 5 times. Then when you will press it 5th time, then after which screen will be there? The small icon of a writer. Then when you will release your Alt key, then the writer screen will be opened there. So like this you can switch between the opened program in your window. Then after, the next concept is the desktop. So the desktop means which area? The blank area between the top panel and bottom panel is known as a desktop. So the background picture we can set on the desktop, and any other item we can put according to our wish and our convenience on the desktop. So here what we are putting, the files that we want to access very frequently, all the directories as well as the application launchers, means the application shortcuts we can put on the desktop, so we can access it very quickly. In reality, all the items the user places on the desktop are actually stored in the subdirectory named as a desktop in the user's home directory. Means whatever the things we are keeping on the desktop, actually this all the things are stored into the subdirectory, and that is titled as a desktop, and that we can see in the home directory. We have already seen that one. And when we will click the right click on any blank area of the desktop, it will bring the context menu, and through the context menu we can create the folders, we can create the files, and we can create the application launchers on the desktop. So the creation of application launcher is the same as how we have created the custom launcher in the top panel, that we have already discussed just now only. So alternatively, we may drag and drop files and folders from the Nautilus file browser onto the desktop, or application launchers from the applications menu on the top panel onto the desktop. Means if you want to put the applications, so the applications you may put from the applications menu, and if you want to copy or drag the files and folders, then that we may get from the Nautilus file browser. And whenever we insert any removable device, see, whenever we are attaching any external storage device, the notification will always visible on the desktop, and with it's the icon. Suppose if the pen drive you have attached, then pen drive icon will be visible there along with its notification. And how we can open it? Just by double clicking on its icon. Then after, whenever it is not needed or we want to remove it, what we are doing, we will right click on that icon, and then after we may get the context menu, and in that context menu some messages are coming that unmount the device, safely remove the device, or eject the media. So depending on the type of the device, this messages will come, and after getting this message we are getting back, or we are removing the external storage device. So this is the things we have discussed about the desktop. So I hope you understood all the things whatever we have discussed. That is the bottom panel, our desktop, and the last menu of our top panel, that is the session menu. Thank you, students. Hello students. Now we will discuss the customizing the appearance of the GNOME desktop. Here the GNOME supports the themes. Themes we already know in the mobile phone also we are setting the different themes. And whichever the themes you will select, based on that you are getting totally different look and behavior. Because based on the theme, some of the settings also changed. So here the themes, by changing the theme we may switch from one set of settings to another, and switching the theme and background may result in a substantially different look and a feel. So that you can see from this example. First you just see in the A, the ambience theme is there, and the next is the clear looks theme. So you can see the difference between them, that is totally different from each other. Then after the next theme you can see they all are the same computer only, not a different computer, students, but the themes are just changed. Next is the dust sand theme, and the fourth one is the high contrast inverse theme. So they are all the themes that they have set in the same computer, but the look is totally different, and the behaviors and the setting is also different. So this is the Ubuntu Genome Desktop themes. So here the fourth one, the high contrast inverse theme. Just look it again, this one, the fourth one theme, the high contrast inverse theme. This is used for the visually challenged, having people that have the limited vision. So remember that one, which theme is used for the visual challenged people that have the limited vision, then the answer is the high contrast inverse theme. And the high constant the ratio and the light on a dark color scheme make it easy to read the text. That is why this theme is helpful for the people that have the limited vision. Then after the next is the appearance option in the preferences menu. We have already discussed the preferences menu and we have seen in that one the appearance. So what was the use of that appearance options? It allows us to change the theme, it allows us to change the background, and it allows us to change the different font style and font color. So that are the functionalities relevant to our desktop theme we can select from the preferences menu of the appearance. So here we have some of the background options. So first one is the solid color that fills the wall desktop area, that you can see. The first one is the solid color. Then the next is the horizontal gradient. So here in the gradient, what is coming? Gradient means the slowly one color will be slowly getting transformed into the another color. Here you can see the effect that the blue color is slowly getting transferred into the pink color, and that is the horizontally, that is why it is known as the horizontal gradient. Same as the effect available vertically that you can see in the third one, C. So that is called the vertical gradient. And the last one is that you may set the any image as a desktop background. So these are the options available here relevant to the desktop background. Then after the next is that with the help of the fonts tab, we can use to select the default fonts that we want in a system. And to modify the fonts, click on the fonts tab as seen in the figure 7.18. So here first we will see the figure 7.18, and before we will discuss the visual effects tab that we have already discussed in the preferences menu and in the appearance tab. So here in the appearance, first the visual effect has the three level that we already discussed, that is the none, normal and extra, and by default is the none. And setting a higher level enables the wide range of 2D and 3D visual effects. So here, depending on the graphics device that we have, based on that we can set the different capability of your system. The normal and extra option may or may not work. So if some option cannot work in our system and we are trying to set that option, then it will allow us the resultant message that is shown here, that this desktop effects could not be enabled. So this type of message will be come. And then after, if we want to select or set the different font, then we have to select the font tab from the appearance preferences dialog box. Then after, it will show us the different types of fonts, that is you can see the applications, document form, the desktop font, means which type of font you want in the different application, that also they provides us. Then after, the which are the shapes or what is the size or style you want, that also we may select from this font tab. So this is about the changing the font style and size and how to set the visual effects. Then after, some of the extra effects, the interesting special effects is mentioned here that we are going to see. So the first one is the desktop wall. So it will display or it will treat our workspace area as a wall, and that user can switch between. Then next option is the desktop cube and rotate cube. So this treats the workspace as a faces of a cube. Cube we have already seen. So how we are rotating or moving the cube, same as user can rotate and just like a rolling a die to our workspace. Next is a magnifier. This magnifier allows the user to magnify the certain portion of the screen for the better readability, and especially it is useful for the demonstration. When we are showing the demonstration to the public or to the multiple audience through the multimedia projector, at that time it is very helpful to zooming or to make the things very clear to them. Next is the enhanced zoom desktop. So this allows the zooming facility where currently our mouse pointer is available. That portion will be highlighted or that portion will be zoomed in or out with the help of this one. And this is also possible by using the shortcut key or combinations with the super key. Super key means which key is known as the super key? Our Windows logo key on the desktop is known as a super key. So press the super key and the mouse scroll wheel, means the center, at the center we have the scroll wheel. So just you press the super key and then after scroll the wheel up or down. So based on that the zooming in or out effect will be there. Next is the opacity. Opacity windows visible simply by hovering the mouse over, means moving the mouse pointer over, and any portion of the window we can see here just by hovering the mouse over that particular area. Next is the window previews. So window previews display the small preview window for an application when we hover the mouse over its mini representation in the bottom panel. We already know that which are the applications are run by us currently. That mini representation of that application will be shown on our bottom panel. So you will not click on it. When you will click on it, it will be open on our desktop. But if you will just simply hover your mouse over that application or over that small icons or small representation, it will show you the small preview on that space only. In the minimized space, it will show you the preview along with its content on that window. So that we may try it in our Windows operating system also. This option is working. Next is the blur windows. So this blur window makes the windows translucent to show a light preview of what is behind them. Then next is the fading windows. So fading windows means we are trying some of the, we have already tried that some of the effects in our PowerPoint, that is known as animation and transition effects. So this is just like a transition effect, means when we are moving from the one slide to the next slide, the fading in means first effects are coming, that is before it was in the invisible form state, then after gradually it's become more visible and until it's finally become visible. So this type of fading effect will be there. This effect will be visible when you will minimize or maximize the Windows screen. And fade in means from the invisible state to the visible state in the less gradual manner. And fade out means from the fully visible state to the invisible state. Next is the minimize windows. So makes windows increase their size in an animation when minimizing and unminimizing. That we already know, but the animation effect will be there. Next is the water effect. Means in the water effect of a wall, Windows screen will be considered as a pond full of water, and the mouse click will be work as a pebble thrown in a pond. So this type of water effect will come. How we will throw a stone on a pond, then which type of that effect is coming, the same type of that water effect will be there. Next is the wobbly windows. So wobbly windows makes the windows wobble, means the shake when moved or maximized. And next is the animation, that is the combination of several Windows effects. So these are the options we have discussed, that is the special effects that we are getting in our desktop area. So I hope you understood this one. Now we are going to conclude our chapter, and just very quickly we will see the preview that whatever the things we have discussed. In this chapter we have shown the genome to desktop. We saw that how to use the three major components of genome 2, that is the top panel, the desktop and the bottom panel. We have looked at the list of built-in software available under the applications menu, and we also learned the use of the places menu and the options available under the system menu, especially the me menu, the session menu and the system menu, the preferences menu, the application menu. This all the menu options we have seen deeply here. All the GUI components of the genome 2 version we have discussed in this chapter. And finally we saw how to customize the appearance of the genome 2 desktop. So this is the conclusion of our chapter number 7. I hope you understood this chapter well. Thank you, students.